Dave, we were just talking about it. Just what do you remember most about just those Blue Jay squads and just that era of baseball was wild too.
Yeah, it was. I remember then the Sky Dome being sold out every night. It was the place to be. I actually lived in the Sky Dome Hotel when I played for the Blue Jays in '92, and I loved it. It was just fantastic. Walking around downtown area there in Toronto was just unbelievable. And they were so into the team there, and it was Canada's first. It was the first time for everything, right, in life, and the first World Championship in '92 was just phenomenal.
Was there a moment during that season where you felt, because you were quiet at the deadline, right? Was that year or no?
Yeah. I was. I came after the deadline.
Yeah.
I was traded at the end of August.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And but yes, it was a whirlwind time. Trying to get to Toronto, introduce yourself to the players, and then play a big role.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was there a moment that you remember, like, joining that clubhouse or just a game during that stretch where, like, the tide turned you and you felt like this is it here?
Not till we got to the postseason. I think it was kind of not a foregone conclusion, but Blue Jays had a great team. We knew we were going to get into the playoffs. Milwaukee, the Brewers had a good team too. They were chasing us, but I think we felt like that we had enough to hold on, and we did. And then when you get in the playoffs, it was beating the Oakland A's. That was the key. And I pitched game 2. We lost game 1, and I pitched game 2. We won game 2 in that first series in the LCS.
Did you face Dave Stewart? Was that the matchup? Or no?
I didn't face Stewart in that game, no. I faced him actually in game 5, and he beat me in game 5 to send it back to Toronto for game 6. But yeah, I remember game 2, I'm thinking, wow, okay, we're back to 1-1 in the series at home, and that's when I think we all kind of breathed a sigh of relief that we could beat the big bad Oakland A's at that time.
Wow. As well, just what do you remember most about just that World Series as well? What sticks out?
I remember, there's so many things. Playing the Braves. One thing that sticks out in my mind is, in the national anthem in Atlanta, the color guard. I don't know if they made a mistake or did it on purpose, but they flew the Canadian flag upside down, and that was an uproar. It was it was completely disrespectful to the whole country of Canada. And I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but it really seemed to light a fire in our fan base. And I'll never forget that. Just looking over there going, that thing's upside down. What are they doing? The Canadian flag. And so, during the ticker tape parade when we won, there were Canadian flags everywhere. And even the players, we all had Canadian flags. I've never seen so many flags as when we celebrated the championship.
And just for me, I obviously I was too young to understand anything that was going on, but I just revisiting the videos later, one of the things that always stuck out to me was just the Deion Sanders, Kelly Gruber tag play. Yeah. But just for you, I guess, what was it like to see that play? And then as well, what was it like to face Deion Sanders in baseball? Was that?
It was good. He was tough on me. I've met Deion a few times and talked to him, and I was the reason, because he had so much success against me, that he was on the World Series roster and he got the start against me. And he was pretty good. I thought he had great hands, really quick hands, very athletic, obviously. I thought he was a pretty good hitter, and I had a hard time getting him out.
Speed too, right?
with the best of them.
Yeah. Just for you as well, just back to present time for a moment. Just I think Booney said it yesterday. Just it feels like the American League. It may not be the best American League it's ever been, but everyone is competitive. The parity is there. And I think you said it was the most parity or competitiveness he's seen in it maybe ever. How do you assess it in terms of that?
It feels up for grabs right now. It feels like there's no really great teams. So yes, competitive balance is one way to put it. But yeah, it just feels up for grabs.
There's no favorites in the American League right now.
There's nobody that is head and shoulders above anybody else. I think there's probably overall stronger teams in the National League this year in terms of their performance and roster construction, but you just feel like this is going to go down to the last week of the season, down to the wire.
And you've had a front row broadcasting seat for Aaron Judge, and it's just been incredible to watch. And obviously, you had a special moment here in this building. Did you ever think that? Well, I guess first, did you ever think that anyone would ever hit 61 again? And just what has it been like for you to just watch this guy on an almost daily basis?
Yeah, it feels like we're watching surefire Hall of Famer in his prime, in the middle of his prime. And as each year goes on, you realize that more and more, what we're watching. What are we watching?
Right.
And is this what it was like to watch Mickey Mantle or Joe DiMaggio or some of the greats, that you hear about, the legends of the past that you hear about, that even going back to Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, you wonder, is that what we were watching last year with Juan Soto and Aaron Judge back-to-back? It's like, wow. They're approaching numbers and status that we thought were unapproachable. And they're compared to names that we thought were legends of the past that were sealed in terms of nobody can compare to them, and he is.
I feel that way with him. I also feel that way with Shohei as well. Do you get that same sense? And as well, just is it almost when it's happening in the present? I guess to your point, is it hard to understand the historical implications?
Yes, great question. It really is. It's what are we watching here, and how do you put it into context? And are we really dragging these legendary names out of the past and saying, are they as good or better? And they are. Shohei Ohtani's doing things we've never seen before. And there's only one comp, and it's Babe Ruth.
Right.
It's Babe Ruth. Right. And that's something we thought we'd never say.
Right.
Babe Ruth was like up there on Mount Olympus. It was like there's Babe Ruth and everybody else, and actually Shohei Ohtani now. And then when you talk about Aaron Judge and the greatest right-handed hitters of all time, yeah, he's in that argument now. It's not hyperbole. It's where he belongs.
I thought it was really thrilling. I know, viewership was up. Obviously, it was huge markets, but just to see the Dodgers-Yankees World Series.
Yeah.
It seems like how do you just feel about the state of the game right now? It seems like interest is up. It seems like the administration has done some good things. We have stars like we just talked about. Just how do you feel about just the state of things right now?
I feel really good about it. I think that Major League Baseball deserves credit. I think the pitch clock works. They've cut about a half hour or so off of games. There's more action. So yeah, without a doubt, I love the state of the game. I know a lot of people criticize the game because it's not like it was 50 years ago, or there's too many strikeouts, but I see tremendous power in the game. I see tremendous pitching. I've seen some of the best pitching I've ever seen. And these guys are throwing harder than they ever have. The pitch design and the technology that they use to get better is amazing, and they really are better than I've ever seen, especially the bullpens, which is why it's so hard to hit nowadays. And why is batting average down? Why are there more strikeouts? Because there's 5 guys in the bullpen coming in throwing 98 miles an hour with razor blade sweeping sliders.
Exactly.
That's why. So yeah, they're really good.
All right, Coney, I'm a last one for you. I'm gonna put you on the spot just a little bit. Is there a favorite pitcher around baseball? There's so many good ones, but if I have to narrow you down, where like this guy is just pure blockbuster for me, like I gotta tune in to watch this guy. Who is that guy for you, or guys?
I think it's right now. It's Tarek Skubal. He's everybody's favorite answer, and rightly so. Just because he's relentless on the mound and he doesn't walk anybody, and it's sort of an old school. I'm coming right after you. Here it is. He's not aiming for the corners. He's like right down the middle, and a great changeup off of that. It's a front to back style of pitching. Speed you up, slow you down, and he's just amazing to watch, and just a relentlessly efficient, aggressive, uber aggressive pitcher.
Mr. Cohen, man, I really appreciate you taking a moment, taking you down memory lane with the Blue Jays, talking some Yankees. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.